The internet is not all doom and gloom, and believe it or not, your boy does love reporting on good news, and I also apparently love falling for the hype for things that turn out to be not so good. And you know what? That might end up being the case for the hard R-rated Ninja Turtles movie, but it is happening. Welcome back to Words Paradise. I'm your host, Leon Idol, and yes, if you haven't heard the news, R-rated adaptation of iconic 80s-friendly family franchises moving forward. Of course, they're talking about The Last Ronin, one of the coolest stories in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pantheon, which is insane because it's a relatively recent story compared to a lot of the Turtles' previous outings. But your boy's a big fan. I'm a huge Turtles guy. This is absolutely one of the best things the Turtles have ever done. And while we knew we were getting a video game, and I was kind of wondering if they were going to go the extra mile, go for that full M rating, which is what you would need for the game to work, I didn't know we were getting an R-rated live-action adaptation. So yeah, we're going to get into this before we do hit that subscribe button. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news every day. And check this out. A beloved and usually family-friendly 80s franchise is getting a bloody and brutal R-rated adaptation. I said live action. I assume it to be live action based on some of the things they say later. While their comic book origins were far more violent, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles have since become beloved icon for kids. However, in this new take, which is now confirmed to be moving forward, will take the mutant teenagers back to their roots. Created by Kevin Eastman, Peter Laird, Tom Waltz, and Andy Kuhn, with art from Kuhn and Ben Bates, the comic book art Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Last Ronin began back in 2020 and ran for 5 issues. And if you have not read this, don't worry, I'm not spoiling anything. This article doesn't spoil anything. But if you have not read The Last Ronin, I could not recommend it more. Announced back in April last year, the live-action adaptation of the more adult-oriented story, which will drop... Wait, announced April last year. They announced a game last year. Did they announce a film? I mean, obviously, maybe it was teased, but it wasn't confirmed, because this article is talking about how it is now confirmed. How did I miss this? Anyway, unless... No, because, yeah, THQ Nordic was doing the game. We even know the company behind it, so they can't be talking about the game. Either way, we'll drop audiences into a post-apocalyptic world and follow one lone Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle as he attempts to come to grips with the loss of his beloved father and brothers. It has now been confirmed by Deadline that the rated R take on TMNT is going ahead. Now, if for whatever reason you've been living under a rock and you don't know which turtle is the final turtle left alive, I ain't gonna spoil shit, alright? But just know, it is satisfying. While new further details are provided, it is likely the Last Ronin movie will follow a similar path to the source material, which can provide a very different take on the franchise than audiences are used to. You can check out the official synopsis of the comment below. Who is the Last Ronin? In a future battle-ravaged New York City, a lone surviving turtle embarks on a seemingly hopeless mission seeking justice for the family he lost. From legendary TMNT co-creators Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, getting ready for the final story of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 decades in the making. The Last Ronin is a Dark Knight Returns-esque story for the Turtles. And we've even got commentary from people that have worked on the Turtles before in this article about who they would like to see in this film in terms of like the acting, the casting. There is also already a producer confirmed, and that's why I said what I said in the beginning about maybe celebrating too soon, but we'll get to that. The live-action adaptation of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin, is produced by Walter Hamada. Now, for those of you that don't know who Walter Hamada is, let's take a look at his IMDb. Some of the more notable entrants, in my opinion, 47 Ronin, which I do like. I know it's not exactly accurate to the original story, but it's a movie I enjoy. But let's look at his more... You get the Conjuring films, and you got the Conjuring 2, you did the original Conjuring. I don't like those movies, I never have, but I'm an Ed and Elizabeth Warren hater because of the real-life story around them and how they are complete and utter frauds, and the movie does nothing but deify them in just the worst way possible. Plus, I don't really think they're that scary. But that's neither here nor there. But no. Let's go to some of their more recent stuff. Aquaman was shit. Shazam, I didn't see. But Joker, shit. Bird Spray, shit. Wonder Woman 1984, shit. The Suicide Squad, I didn't see. Batman, I didn't see. Black Adam was shit. Shazam, Party of the Gods, super shit. The Flash, ultimate shit. Blue Beetle, Jesus Christ. Okay, guys, come on. Walter, what are you doing, homie? Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin and the unreleased Batgirl. Yes, the same Batgirl that was shelved by Warner Brothers and made as a tax write-off. Needless to say, homie does not exactly have the greatest resume. So, am I worried? Yes. Yes, I am. Am I also hopelessly naive in that this could be the greatest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie since the original in 1990, which I maintain to this day might be the single greatest comic book adaptation of all time, is definitely in the running, like top 5 for sure. Yes, because I am nothing if not a man-child who loves my cartoons and my comics and my Ninja Turtles and wants to have hope for them and wants to see them done right, especially considering that dog water Seth Rogen film from a couple years ago, or shit, maybe even only been years ago. Either way, you know, the one with fat black April O'Neil, the April Obese, the one where the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles acted more like absolute 4- and 5-year-old children, and for whatever reason, were all, according to Twitter, black-coded. Yeah, anyway, none of that shit. So, while Walter Hamada doesn't exactly have the greatest track record, he is just the producer. It's not like he's writing it, directing it, things to that effect. That said, Boy Kills World and Child's Play, Tyler Burton Smith reportedly writing the script. Now, I've not seen the remake of Child's Play, because I assume that's what they're referring to, but Boy Kills World was like the ultimate sleeper hit of late 2023, early 2024, depending on like where you are in the world when it came out. It's either a late 2023 film, early 2024 film. Either way, Boy Kills World, banger. Completely underrated, Jim, if you've never seen it. So the idea that he's the one writing it, and he does not shy away from ultra-violence, and let me tell you, this comic has a lot of ultra-violence. Like, again, we're back to looking up. No director or cast members have yet been announced, though Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles writer Tom Walls, whose contributions to the franchise include various video games, comics, and The Last Ronin itself, comic book sequel, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles The Last Ronin 2, Re-Evolution, which I haven't read yet. I'm a little worried because The Last Ronin was such a perfect ending. I really didn't think we needed more. And knowing that it's like a new generation of young turtles that are like taking up the mantle, not really something that appeals to me, but maybe it's good. I'm not sure. He wants to see the original star of the 1990 live-action TMNT outing, Judith Hoag, return as April O'Neil in the upcoming R-rated outing. Now, I'm a little bit mixed on this. I am. So on the one hand, Judith Hoag was a fantastic April O'Neil. We all love Judith Hoag. We all have nostalgia for Judith Hoag. That being said, few issues. One, guys, she old. Like, yeah, she looks good in these pictures and whatnot, but by the same token, how often do these Hollywood types, they look their best in these photos? It's not really what they look like, plus, she kind of got a Kathleen Kennedy vibe about her nowadays, if I'm being 100% honest. Like, look at this and tell me you don't get a Kathleen Kennedy vibe. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I'm also not exactly a fan of the fact that she didn't return for this, the second movie. Why? Because the first one was too violent. Yes, she's at least used to be one of those Hollywood types. Oh, the ultra-violence, this, that, and the other. But by the same token, she's also been in productions like the remake of Friday the 13th since then, so maybe she's gotten off her high horse. Now, her age isn't really an issue. Like, the looks of her in terms of her age, even that might be fine, because if you know the story, you know that, I mean, the turtle in question, the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, he ain't a teenager anymore. He's in his early 30s. April in about her 60s. I mean, this could actually work. I'm not saying I need April to be a young, hot bombshell. No. That would not be correct for the source material. April is, of course, older, so we would need to see an older April O'Neil. I'm kind of fighting myself on this one. Do we want the nostalgia of Judith Hoag coming back? Man, I was blanking on the name for a moment. Do we want the nostalgia of Judith Hoag coming back? Or is that too much? This is its own continuity. I mean, it's not like there's going to be the Jim Henson puppets or anything. Although, if they went all in and actually went like, this is a sequel to the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, 2, and 3. Granted, only the first one is actually good, but that's neither here nor there. The point is, and go like full dudes in suits, live action, Jim Henson puppets, like, that would be the fucking dream. But considering what they did with the Michael Bay TMNT, going all live action and whatnot, but using the CGI for them, I assume that's what we're going to get with this. So, all in all, I'm a little bit mixed on that. The Last Ronin movie promises something starkly different than anything that's come before, with creator Kevin Eastman having previously described the arc as the Dark Knight Returns sort of turtle story. When Tom Waltz and I worked through the first 100 issues of IDW, the incredible Turtles universe we built over there, we were looking like, where do we go from here? I pulled out this story that Pete and I wrote, and I said, how about we do this? Kind of like a Dark Knight Returns sort of final Turtle story, but the door's open to go other places depending on how people don't hate us after they see the ending. And again, as a diehard Turtles fan, you guys might not be able to see it, but like those 4 paintings up there, well, there's a Marilyn Monroe one, but I've got all 4 Turtles up behind me as well. Like, again, your boy's a big Turtles guy, and no, the ending was brilliant. The ending was magnificent. Alongside Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin, the beloved foursome will return in animated form with Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem 2, set for release September 17th, 2027. So would you look at that? We could be getting an amazing live-action Turtles film alongside the absolute dogwater sequel to the absolute dogwater original entry in the Seth Rogen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles universe. So, like, no matter what, they gotta knock Last Ronin out the park, because ain't nobody motherfucking want Mutant Mayhem 2. Like, that is not on anyone's cards of like, oh, what are you asking for Christmas? Like, and then, the worst case scenario, both could suck, and by God, we don't want that. But look, I am nothing if not a man of positivity. I am nothing if not an optimist, and I love the idea of this story being adapted, especially, like I said, since we have the information that it's getting a video game. It does make sense to sort of tie them in together at the same time, maybe have a similar release date. Why would you do like a Last Ronin video game, wait a couple years, then do a movie? Like, for ultimate marketing, you'd want them coming out around the same time, I would imagine. Though maybe there's a release date for the video game, I just haven't really kept up with it. Either way, I definitely want to know what you guys think. These are my opinions. Let me know. Are you excited for this? Is this something that you would love to see? What are your thoughts on it? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know on X, where you can find me at BoltTheWord. And please do subscribe. I'm a nerdy news channel. I cover nerdy news nearly every day. Not always about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or comics, but anime, movies, music, Magic the Gathering, you name it. Check me out on Instagram at wordsparadise_Leon and become a member. For $4.99 a month, you can join the Discord, choose the articles we cover on a day-to-day basis, choose the videos to react to on the daily live streams, and of course, get involved with over 200 other vital idols. We are a bright, beautiful, glowing, vibrant community that I cannot wait to grow even further, because we do care about diversity. But only one kind of diversity. Diversity of thought. That's interesting to you. Join the Discord and subscribe. And until next time, it is all here in the Nerdosphere. This has been Words of Paradise.